Welcome to Love, Light, and Darkness Tarot. This is the video for the air signs. I'm recording this video in such a way where you can just listen to it, relax, see what resonates for you and what doesn't. I'm intentionally not showing the cards just because we can get so caught up in the canonical reading of the cards. And I do read tarot canonically, but I also read it intuitively. Also, the way that I read is that I believe we're all living one big story. So be sure to check out the other videos because there may be things that come out for the other signs and elements that didn't come out here. If you're interested, I'm using the artist Decoded Tarot by Jennifer Sodini and Yoshino. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and please be sure to subscribe. Let's get started. Ooh, Five of Swords is the first card out. If you're wondering what style of spread I'm doing, I feel an energy asking me like what spread are you doing? I'm just doing a free shuffle, free spread, just letting the cards come out as they come out. Sometimes I do like a Celtic cross and this or that, but for whoever is wondering that, I feel your energy. It's just a free shuffle. Okay, tuning back into the reading. The Five of Swords. I'm going to get a clarifier because is this interpersonal conflict or is this an inner conflict? I wonder. Oh, air collective. The clarifier is the Two of Cups. If you're resonating with this reading, you're wondering if a relationship is going to work out. And I think you already know it's probably not. I think you already know you're going to have to part ways with someone. That just gave me chills. It gives me chills to say that. You already know you have to part ways with someone, that it's not what it was before. And you know what? That other person knows it too. They can tell. Neither of you want this to be true. That's the hesitation. That's the conflict. Like, what can we do to make this work out? But you both know. It's just not what it was before. Someone views you as unapproachable, detached, removed. I mean, we are in swords. Swords are your element. They feel like they can't approach you to talk about it. Someone really, okay. There's someone else. Some of you are dealing with someone who you were once very close to. Two of Cups is Cancerian energy, fourth house. You were inner circle with them, like you were very, very close to them. And I think what I'm hearing is they made an enemy out of you. Oof. They made an enemy out of you, probably because you let them so close. They didn't understand that they were too close to act like whatever they acted like. You can't be that close to you and do that. Now, if they're just some associate of yours, fine. But to be that close to you, they can't, there's no room to act like that or to make a choice like that. They put you in a position where you had to choose between your love for yourself and your love for them. And for that, they've made an enemy out of you. And believe it or not, they still want to approach you about this relationship they once had with you. They just don't know how to do it. They think you seem unapproachable. But now I see you're not unapproachable. The fact of the matter is it's a done deal. You may need to watch Water Collective, I believe. Was it Water Collective who had the Ten of Swords? I filmed these so far apart. If it's not water, then it's definitely fire. It's a done deal between you and them. But they seem like there's an energy here that doesn't, I don't want to say delusional, but it's like there's something about them that is preventing them from understanding a fact. They still think if they find the right angle, they can approach you. And they feel like you should be more approachable so that they can approach you with some nonsense. If someone tries to tell you lighten up, loosen up, ignore them. What they're really saying is put the boundaries down so I can be around you even though I'm not supposed to be around you and I know I'm not supposed to be around you. Put your boundaries down so your I can slip through not your defense mechanisms, but like you have boundaries in place that will trip a wire if someone is around you who shouldn't be around you. They want you to let the boundaries down so that they can approach and be in your life again without tripping any wires. So be wary of that because you know good and well you don't want the relationship to be over, but you know that it is. And I think you still love this person. But at the same time, you know, it's almost like you love them, but you know you can't love them. You can't be close to them. You can't be friends with them. You can't be family with them. And it would be so easy for you to extend your cup, but you know you can't. You cannot do that out of loyalty to yourself. You cannot do that. Leave them where they lie. See, because the next clarifier to come out for you, 10 of Cups. Oh my God, air signs. You're agonizing over the 2 of Cups, but what you have in store is a 10 of Cups, and the difference between the 10 and the 2 is 8 of Cups, leaving, removal, leaving something behind, saying goodbye to something that holds so much nostalgia, where you have so much emotional history. If you say goodbye to that, to the 2, you get the 10. Wow. And don't think whoever this 2 of Cups is, don't think they don't know that. Of course they know that. Of course they know you have better before you, more joy, more happiness. That gives me chills to say it. More joy and more happiness waiting for you. More people to love you, have compassion for you, people that you are actually safe with. Not people who look at you like you're optional and they can do whatever to you, and because you're strong or because you don't break down and cry, there's no consequences for anything they want to do to you. No, not you're able to leave that behind. If you walk away from the 2 of Cups and the conflict you feel, the inner conflict you feel about the 2 of Cups, you can get the 10. For some of you, that worries whoever this 2 of Cups represents. It worries them because now you seem unapproachable to them, which is a lie. It's just your boundaries, and they don't know how to accept a boundary. They feel like they feel like persecuted by the fact that you have a boundary. And on top of that, they don't know how in the world they're supposed to compete as just a 2 of Cups with 10 cups. You can have 10 cups if you get rid of them, if you leave them, if you stay strong in your decision to part ways. How does someone compete with that? They can't. They also know that you're going to offer your love to whoever represents this 10 of Cups. The group, the community representative of the 10 of Cups, you're going to be open-hearted to them. If you make the decision to move forward, you will be open-hearted to them. You commit fully to them. You will belong with them. Who can fight belonging? Someone knows they have nothing to offer you compared to the 10 of Cups. Ooh, Ten of Cups clarified by King of Wands. Yeah, the Ten of Cups community you're going to, it could be a community of creatives. They're definitely a community of bold people. They're in masculine energy like you are. Air is masculine and wands represent fire. Fire is masculine. So these are initiators like you. These are self motivators like you. These are people who are very direct. They're not passive people. They don't beat around the bush. They don't sugarcoat things. They're your kind of people. You'll be very, very comfortable with them because they see things in a way that's similar to you. They go about things in a way that similar to the way you go about things. And they represent not just a decision you're making, but a new timeline wherein what it means to be you is going to change if you commit to this new group. There are things that are true about you only in the life you've been living with the Two of Cups, where there aren't enough cups, where you have one, they have one. And if they want more, you have to sacrifice yours so that they can have more. You know, a life of sacrifice, a life of choosing, a life of scarcity, a life of emotional scarcity where there isn't enough love for you, air collective, so the other person has to have all of it. There isn't enough attention for you, compassion for you. Like you've been in a timeline where people monopolize all the emotional space. They just suck the air out of the room where all the love is for them and all the compassion is for them and all the um, empathies for them and all the nurture is for them, and you shouldn't need it, you should survive without it, I needed so much more, you're the strong one, I needed so much more. Oh, no wonder. I'm like, where is this coming from? Isn't Pluto in your midst? Isn't Pluto transiting Aquarius? That is the eldest air sign. No wonder. The archetype of transformation. Hmm, hmm, hmm. I think you're starting to figure out, and if you haven't yet, you will, that everything you've known about yourself and what life is for you, what it means to be you, that could all change. That could all transform. It could be very, very different because you can go to a 10 of cups and live like a king. You could be celebrated. A 10 of cups will celebrate you. They won't ask you to sacrifice. They won't ask you to go without. They won't say, "What about me? Fill my cup. I need more. I don't have enough." They won't talk to you like that because it's a group of people who have their own. They create their own happiness. If they need more resources, they create it for themselves. And then they pull their resources into one group and celebrate together. And everybody pours into everybody's cup. Nobody goes without. And when they see you, they see someone who's worthy to be celebrated, who's admirable, someone who is there's some sort of shine or flash to you in the eyes of this group. They see you as someone who is just eye catching, or someone who's noteworthy, someone who deserves to be known. Like they enjoy telling people about their friend, Air Collective, where they want people to know that they know you, not to get something, but just like, have you ever met Air Collective? They're so cool. Have you ever met Air Collective? They're so funny. Have you ever met Air Collective? No one makes a cobbler like they make a cobbler. No one gets down, in the at baking like they do. Nobody puts an outfit together like them. You got to hear their material. It's like stand up when they talk. They're so interesting. Do you know Air Collective knows so much about this niche subject? You have to ask them about it. That's how this group talks about you. It's not piecemeal. There's no scarcity to who can be on a pedestal or who can be in a spotlight. Who is the group proud of? There's enough to go around. Everybody gets gets shine, which is so different for you. I'll tell you, for some of you, this is a push and pull between the family you were born into and the family that you're marrying into, which you wouldn't think. Like, usually you hear about really bad in law stories, but When I read, King of Wands can sometimes represent a future masculine counterpart. So maybe someone you haven't met yet. And when you do meet them and you meet their collective, you realize you belong there. You can be celebrated there. You're seen for the brilliance of all that you are there. And maybe your relatives just don't do that. And maybe you feel conflicted because maybe you feel like, oh, I should be loyal. I should have some degree of loyalty to my relatives. And they may feel that way too. Like, you should want to be with us. You should want to spend holidays with us. But the conflict comes in because you don't. Like, you have this inner conflict where you actually don't want to be with anyone you used to know. And you would like for them to be in your past. And it doesn't matter if they're related to you, you want them to be in the past. And like, is that okay for me to feel that way? Am I being harsh? Maybe there's a way for me to balance both. There isn't. If this is a future counterpart, they're saying, come away with me. And you want to. And, be careful. If this is your story, be careful because those from your past, they will want to depict your partner as if they're abusive, and they'll say only abusers will take you away from everyone you've ever known. But the image I get is Cinderella. I just saw it so clearly. The ending scene of Cinderella when she's in a real carriage, not a pumpkin turned into a carriage, a real carriage. And she leans out the window and she waves at everyone. And she's shining from head to toe in her wedding regalia and her diamonds, right? Now, the prince did take her away from everything and everyone she ever knew to put a crown on her head. Because everything and everyone she ever knew, they disrespected her. She was made to be a servant in her own home by people who shouldn't have even been there, right? So just keep that in mind that these people from your past, especially if they're relatives and they're jealous, okay, envious of the fact that you get a new beginning, that your new beginning is better than anything you ever had with them. They cannot compete with everyone, the just the volume of people you're getting in your new timeline and the quality of people that you're getting in your new timeline. They can't compete. And then here comes the icing on the cake, the cherry on top for some of you is a counterpart who celebrates you. They're the main one celebrating you. You think this group celebrates you? Your counterpart is the main one, championing you, celebrating you, putting a spotlight on you, highlighting all of your strengths, everything you do well. They're not a criticizer. They don't look to cut you down. All of that's in your past. And that's why the people of your past who embody that scarcity energy of acting like there aren't enough compliments to go around to give one to you, the people who act like there's not enough space for everybody to have feelings, so they monopolize all the emotional space and leave you with nothing. They have nothing to fight with except to make you doubt yourself. And for some of you, that Five of Swords indicates that they're really good at that, that they've succeeded in making you doubt yourself. Like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? Am I meeting the right people? These 10 of Cups, do they really love me? Do they really want me? What if they don't? What if I am in the wrong for leaving behind everything and everyone I ever known and going into the unknown and just trusting strangers that they'll love me when my own relatives don't? Like, some of you, people from your past have succeeded in making you doubt everything and feel inner conflict about which way do I go? Should I stay with what's familiar? Should I believe the people from the past that, oh, this is moving too quick? How does this counterpart know they love me so quickly? How do they know they want to commit to me so quickly? Why are they always talking? Some of you, your relatives are so sick, they will ask you, do you really think this potential counterpart loves you? All they ever do is say good things about you. Why don't they ever say anything negative about you? It's not real love unless you fight. Do you know how sick that is? But that's at their frequency. At their frequency, it's real love if you fight, hurt me, and then I know you care. But that's just not your frequency, or it doesn't have to be. You have a choice to make, because you can say yes to a 10 of cups and a king of wands. You can say yes to a new life, and love for you can mean we gather together, we laugh, we joke, we share each other's burdens, the natural burdens and cycles of life. And we raise our plant babies and our fur babies and our human babies together. And everything's pleasant. Everything isn't perfect, but it is pleasant. We don't talk about each other behind each other's back. There's none of that. Love means that we're all safe with each other, and everybody matters, and everybody's important. Everybody has shine, and there's enough love and concern and care for everybody. If you say yes to the 10 of cups, this new group, that's what you can say. That'll be your new timeline. And for some of you, if you say yes to the 10 of cups, that's how you meet your counterpart. Like some of you, your masculine energy counterpart is hidden behind a 10 of cups. Like if you saw that there was a counterpart, you might say yes right away, but you're not saying that. Like some of you are meeting your counterpart's family. They're your friends. You don't know that if you're a good steward of these new friendships, the friends will become your in-laws. Before you know it, the friends will become your family, because they have a sibling you haven't met yet, or they have a cousin you haven't met yet, or they have a best friend or a god sibling or something like that you haven't met yet. But if you are a good steward of this opportunity and of these new relationships, that's how you meet your counterpart. And some of you, the way you meet your counterpart is that you meet yourself. You meet yourself by saying, I am deserving of a life where there's an abundance of cups for me, not a scarcity of cups for me. So I choose me. And when you choose your happiness and you say yes to being fulfilled, and not having to make do, and it's not always the thought that counts, and not always having to be the bigger person, you meet yourself as the King of Wands. And then you're able to attract in fellow Kings of Wands, people who are on your same frequency. I encourage you, Air Collective, please make this decision. You are deserving of it. You are worthy of it. Leave behind scarcity. There's more than enough for you. You don't have to make do with these from the past. Oh my goodness. I'm so thankful for the confirmation. The next card out, Hierophant, marriage. Marriage. What did I say? Taurus energy, marriage. Some of you, yeah, has to do with coming into union with yourself on earth as it is in heaven, like as you're meant to live, as you really are. If you say yes to a 10 of cups, like saying yes to your own happiness and your right to be happy, your right to be fulfilled, your right to feel safe. If you say yes to a life where you only make decisions that are in alignment with this, and some of you have, some of you have already aligned. I mean, obviously, for a 10 of cups to appear to you, you've already aligned to it. It's just now you have this last step of saying yes to it. Because it's one thing to say, this is what I want. It's another thing to say, this is what I can have. It's right in your face. You've been saying you want it. Here it is. Will you take it? Will you receive it? Will you embody it, live in it, and let go of everything that isn't this? If you do, that's a marriage. That's coming into union on earth, Taurus, earth realm, as it is in heaven, who you're always meant to be. This is the way you're always meant to live. You uncovered it. It was buried under so many lies and illusions about scarcity, and there's not enough for you, and you have to make do, and you have to just be strong. You have to just take it. You uncovered all those lies to get to this truth that yes, I can. Yes, I can have this. And of course, through that door, there are other marriages, marriage to a 10 of Cups community where, pardon me, you belong to this community and you're never leaving. There's not going to be any divorce from this community. You'll never have to pack up and move away and find a place that you can call home because you feel displaced and you feel unwelcome and you feel like you're different from everybody. No. This is a covenant. This is a contract, a soul contract that we're going to do life together. And then thirdly, marriage, like I said, there could be a counterpart. Some of you you're unsure, you're having an inner conflict about the last step of this journey. This is the last step. You did everything you need to do. You had the epiphanies, everything in this timeline that you needed to do, you've done. All the epiphanies, all the dark nights of the soul, all the tears, all the aligning, all the lessons learned culminate to this one moment of will you step over the threshold or not and go into your new timeline where the life of scarcity you've known in the past, it doesn't exist. It's the last step. And I think you can do it. I really do. Oh. Hierophant clarified by the hanged man. The state of suspension. Yeah. Heaven and earth just wonders, what will you decide? Because it has to be your decision. Will you take the final step? Enter into abundant life. Let's look at your outcome. Oh my God. Your outcome is the 8 of Cups with the Tower. And I mean, need I say more? The spirit of the 8 of Cups came out between the 10 and the 2. And here it is as your outcome. I think it's a spirit telling you, please take that final step. Please cross the threshold. Please let the Tower come and cleanse it all. Don't be afraid. And don't be deceived. Don't let people from your past deceive you into being confused and wondering, is this for me? Can I really have this? Is it going to be okay? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't be deceived. This is for you. It can only be for you. Yeah, clarified by the Hermit, a solo energy. And Hermit and Hangman are on the same axis. This is a solo energy. This is for you and only you. That's why these people from the past are freaking out, because they know you're going to transition and they cannot go with you. That's what I said at the beginning of the reading. They know it's over. They don't want it to be. You don't want it to be. But choices have been made. They know they can't come with you. This is for you and only you. This is a transition. This is an exit from a timeline of scarcity, of emotional scarcity, of relational scarcity, of you always having to fall on your sword and sacrifice yourself so everyone else can be okay. No. Of you taking hits and people not considering you have feelings because you're not meant to have feelings. No. This is over with one step, this last step. And you leave it all where it is. And you go into your abundant life. But you're right, the Tower will cleanse it from you and you won't ever access this life again. It's not that you won't know these people anymore. It's just you won't have any ties to them. You won't have a soul contract with them. If you see them again, there won't be anything between you. No outstanding karmic balance, nothing but memories. And a lot of the memories you may not even remember. And that is a grieving, that is a loss. But look what you stand to gain. Wow. That's what I have for you, air signs. Again, please be sure to check out the other videos. There may be elements in those videos that are pertinent to you. And if you enjoyed the reading, please like and subscribe. Thank you.